I've been listening to the back and forth and I'm getting a migraine. I'm tempted to believe the Honorable Kennedy Akompeko Japan's definition of his party members. Ghana is at a crossroads. People are dying. When I watched that video, I couldn't help but cry inwardly. A pregnant woman just went to respond to nature's call, and she sank into a pit. She died with that of the future of an unborn child in her tummy. This is the realities on the ground. Over the weekend, I went to the Western region. And then one thing I saw when I was entering, I think there's a place called Beposo, Mempasem, Kojokrom, that's enclave. River Pra Mendes is way around that enclave, and there is a bridge. And if you see the water, a Milo beverage is an understatement. Right on the water. It is a bridge where everybody plies that road. You cannot enter the Western region without using that bridge. There are champagnes on the river. On the tour to talk about campaign policies, politicians are applying that road. The security agencies are applying that road. The reality on the grounds with the effect of galamsey, if this morning anybody would want to pretend and make it look as if it is a problem that was inherited, so if they don't solve it, it is normal. This is the big deal. Water has been polluted beyond redemption.
Beyond redemption?
Beyond redemption, Annie.
Oh, so it's not, I mean...
See, I am saying
don't
beyond...
finish me,
no, I'm saying...
I'm already very
I am saying beyond redemption disturbed. Because if you look at the water body now, you can have an island in the middle where you can start. The water body is drying up. You are practically losing it.
It can be redeemed, but it will take...
I'm saying beyond redemption because as it stands now, every minute counts.
Yeah.
So if you would have to wait for another person to get an inheritance before something is being done about that, we will get to that point where it is beyond redemption. Just when Kamala Harris took over from Joe Biden, she has caused some changes. Diabetes and hypertension drugs, she has caused some slash on the cost of those things. That is pragmatic leadership. You don't wait for the people to be impoverished before you come out and say that if you give me the nod, what if you don't get the nod? Should people continue dying? Should we continue to be in this mess? Now, the land degradation issues. As it stands now in this country, we are having droughts. A one village, one dam policy that was supposed to provide water for an all year round agriculture is not functioning. So we have droughts now and we cannot even get foodstuffs. The problem with these areas of galamsey, and the dugout pits and everything is rendering the lands infertile. The cocoa farms that we had are now being cut. And I was happy that a video was playing because it shows that I wasn't the only person who saw it. Cocoa farms are being cut down for galamsey. And now what that means is that we are no longer getting the crops that we are supposed to get. And a report from UN and that of the Pediatric Society is saying that the food stuff we actually consume from those places, they have elements of these harmful metals, mercury, cyanide, and all those things. What is that doing to us? A lot of kidney issues. We are giving birth to children with defects. Pregnant women are losing their fetus. All of this is putting a burden on the ordinary Ghanaian. I stay in Accra. I'm expecting water to drink. I am not getting. Am I a galamseya? Am I supposed to suffer from that? And now what are the real issues on the ground? Somebody talks about the fact that the NDC says when they come to power, they are going to do blah, 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 whatever. Annie, there is a tape of President Akufo-Addo saying that if the NDC is saying if he comes to power, it's not galamsey, that is a lie. When he comes to power, they continue and give him the 8-year mandate. He is going to make sure they do galamsey. So where from this? In 2020, you are...
No, he didn't say he's going to make sure they do. He says, no,
good. So
no, I'm trying to quote what he said.
So but
he didn't say he's
you
going
will
to
fight
make
it.
sure
you will fight it means it is not true. What is the adverse? You will not fight it.
It doesn't necessarily mean they are there.
So now they have already done a lot of things for this fight against galamsey. But the funny part and the painful part is that it was all a scam. I say it is a scam because when they started this Operation Vanguard and whatever there is, one, I don't know if I could mention his name, Erastus Asaredonko, brought out.
No, that documentary is, in fact, the one we just played is a new documentary because he's been in the galamsey field, yeah.
A documentary where he says that the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve around Samaboy is being mined. And in this country, we are not supposed to touch the forest reserves. And who was mining there? Akonta mining. There were videos of Akonta mining's equipment there.
We are amending our laws where to allow us mining forest reserves, which of course the bodies that are bodies for the environment are against it. So there's a back and forth of there's nothing wrong with mining forest reserves.
Who is amending
Someone
the
says
law?
that the government.
Okay. So now, Akonta mining is the concession of who?
Akonta.
Chairman Wuntumi is the owner of Akonta mining. Then fast forward somewhere in 2022 to early 2023 thereabout, President Akufo-Addo goes to the Ashanti region to have a meeting with traditional leaders to have a joint action against galamsey. He went with Chairman Wuntumi. And on that meeting, he said something that Akonta mining is not involved in any illegal mining activities. Another is on ration. So if on another hand there is a video evidence saying that this person is doing this, then instead of the president, I love the fact that everything boils down to leadership. We vote for people because we expect them to cause a change. We don't vote for people to make our case worse.
Upgrade.
Upgrading the mess. Upgrading people dying from drinking poisoned water. Upgrading people who cannot answer to nature's call now because the fear is that if you go and answer to nature's call, you will sink. The Konongo Highway, I used the Konongo Highway last month. Right by the highway, you will see a
I want that Konongo picture, the Konongo galamsey picture. I want people to see how serious it is. And I'm passionate because I'm an environmental person.
We can
it's dangerous.
We can pretend the issue
future is
does not persist.
Bleak.
But if you are a leader, the worst thing is that there was a government before you. I will always keep pushing this analysis. And then you claim that that government is incompetent. You would want to come and do things differently. The people give you the nod. And you want to compare your competence with that of incompetence. What are we doing in this country? I don't even know the kind of words to describe them with, other than that of Honorable Kennedy Japan. He knows his people better. Then now we come to Frimpong Manson. You put somebody in charge of doing something. He fingers people who are appointees of your government. And now Frimpong Manson is the villain in that story. Frimpong Manson becomes the person who is evil. So now they've taken him out, and the people who are supposed to be tackled are walking about freely, going about their duties as if nothing happened. Appointees are fully involved. And the funny part of my it is a scam analogy is that when they decided to arrest the peasants who just go there for a daily bread, one of the videos that you played, the guy who said he was going to bath later, he said that he has no option than to do galamsey because mommy any damiso, papa any damiso. If he doesn't go and come, nobody in his family is going to eat. So one of the challenges.
There is another one. I don't know, Vanessa. Can I have that video of the young man who was telling us in our faces that in Shono I want that video too. Okay, that's not the video, but that's when you get it.
Okay. So when the young man says, Mommy, need damiso, Papa, need damiso, the only thing that comes to mind is that there are no jobs in those vicinities. The people do not have jobs. But the appointees of this government are constantly if you would want to fight against something, the people who are leading the charge should be people we can emulate. But these people are mining. Party Hieska, that is the mantra. So mining is another revenue to finance a certain political party. Illegal mining, that is the word, to finance a certain political party. That notwithstanding, what we need as a country moving forward is not a government who will do lip service. It is not a government who will use the resources of the country to fight a menace that is to their benefit. Peter Megu, as a land minister, invested a whooping $3 million in drones. And what did he say those drones were going to do? He said those drones were going to be used to survey the areas where we are having these illegal mining activities. One, the monies that were used to purchase those drones were gone to waste. Do you know what $3 million could have done for this country? That money went down the abyss, nothing to account for. The other angle of the coin is that when they decided to pretended to be solving the issue, they came up with another policy, community mining. And do you know what that community mining did? In the Ashanti region, I have lived there most of my years. There are some towns that illegal mining activities were happening, but you couldn't come out in the open to even show face that this is what you are doing. They go there in the night because the people will fight them. Those people are farmers. Now, under the guise of community mining, they mine by the roadside. And who are the owners of the community mining concern? If we are saying community mining, then it should be community centered. The town should own it. But under the guise of community mining, it is government appointees and party apparatchiks who are owners of that thing. If we are saying we are doing community mining, then we should do it in a way that will salvage the problem. And proceeds from that enclave should be used to support the town. They should come out and tell us which towns have benefited from community mining, either than giving them poison to drink. They should come out and tell us. Under the community mining, what they sought to do is that they erase people from the system and give that platform to their party members. So they go there to mine. Because we are saying it's community mining. The vanguard operation people, whatever there is, will not even go there to disturb them. So when the indigenes also see this, they take the laws into their own hands and they want to do otherwise. So what I am saying is that the NDC under President John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman is saying that the core issues that we are having is jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs. Sustainable jobs. That is why we are saying that we are going to introduce the 24-hour economy. Please, let us listen carefully. I am pleading with Ghanaians, kindly open your ears. Disregard any gaslighting that says that there is no explanation. And please, I beseech you to listen to me. Under the 24-hour economy policy, we are saying that we are going to create a shift system. You realize that in the morning when we all go out to work, we head towards one direction. The Accra Central District, 8 o'clock we are working. When we close at 5, we come home. Every other services come to a halt. If you want to go for passport services, of course, there is the government portal, which was introduced and launched under Honorable Hannah Tete. You can access this portal, but for a passport to be complete, you will need your biometrics captured. That is not done online. You would have to walk to the office to get that captured. So what we are saying is that if in the evening there is somebody there, and as you are here, you are closing at 5, as it stands now, they will also close at 5. So when you get there, there will be no one to work for you. The country has come to a halt in the evening. But under a 24-hour economy, when you go there after work at 5 o'clock, you will meet somebody who is also working another shift to get your biometrics captured. Okay. And it is very simple. Annie, please let me land on this policy thing. I plead with you. What we are saying is that we are going to regulate. We are going to give a certain legislation to it. And we are going to provide 4 cardinal points, I call it. The first off is that if we are going to work in the night, we should provide adequate security. If we are going to work in the night, what it means is that other companies who will sign on to the policy would have their production cost increased because they are going to run 24 hours consistently. So the government is saying that we are going to give tax waivers. What tax waivers will do is that it's going to cut down on your cost of production. You are going to be able to employ more and pay them. And people talk about demand and all of that. Under the NDC manifesto, we have the Made in Ghana agenda. Whatever you produce will be consumed by the country. Because Ghana, as it is now, it is import driven. We are saying that the 24-hour economy policy is going to be an import substitution. We are going to cut down on import because that is the problem for the cedi depreciation. So now we are producing more than we can consume. We will be able to export and we get other dollars into our system. The other thing that we are going to do to make the 24-hour economy policy work is that we are going to cut down on utility tariff for the companies that sign onto the policy. So if you are running your company in the night, there's going to be a certain metric that's going to measure your consumption of utility. Government is going to give you another waiver so that you'll be able to keep your company running, employ the teeming youth of the country so that they can also stop all these things they are doing to destroy our environment and have something meaningful to do and add addition to their lives. The final part is that our roads are dark when we walk in the night. Transportation is a problem. What President Mahama is saying is that he's going to provide transportation services. We have already done it before with Ayalulu. If you go to advanced countries, what they do there is that, you know, this is my bus station. If I wait here at 10 a.m., I am going to get a bus transit to wherever I'm going to. When I close at 5 and I stand at this bus stop, there is a bus that is going to my area around this time. What we did with Ayalolo is that we created a committed bus lane for them. So if you are moving from Pokwase to Accra, you realize that there are some lanes people don't access because we want it to be timely. You go and come without getting any traffic on your route back. The trotros work, we get it. But which trotro driver works throughout the night? Most of them close around 12, 1. So if you would have to do the 24-hour economy, then transportation is a key component, and President Mahama is going to tackle that. I mean, the last part of that is light up Ghana.
You give me at least a minute.
I mean, the last part is the light up Ghana. Ghana is dark in the night because most under these people, most street lights are not working. So we are going to make sure that our streets...
You have a policy called Light Up Ghana?
Light Up Ghana.
Because street lights is another passion of mine.
Yes. We have a policy called Light Up Ghana.
Okay,
and what we are saying is that Ghana has to be bright.
Okay.